Hello, everyone. It's Jazz. That's me. Happy Sunday. Today is January 17th, 2021. I wanted to get into the BLM activist John Sullivan. Now, he was arrested for posing as a reporter, supposedly covering the footage of the Capitol, but turns out that he was actually a part of it. So I wanted to get into that. I want to get your opinion. So let's get right into it. And let's get into it. So I'm not sure if you guys know, but I guess his brother was the one who actually turned him in. Now, I didn't know that. So I thought it was pretty interesting. It says here BLM and Antifa activist John Sullivan's brother turned him in to the FBI, alleging Sullivan was somehow in charge of the riots at the U.S. Capitol. Let's take a look.
Yeah, Kelly and Bob, James Sullivan says he turned in tips about his brother to the FBI here in Salt Lake City. He says he believes that his brother was not only involved in the riot at the Capitol, but somehow in charge. Full disclosure, the FBI has been in contact with me. John Sullivan posted to his Twitter on Wednesday.
I got the call, as I said again today, that he was going to be apprehended by the FBI.
John's brother James says he first learned his brother was at the U.S. Capitol when friends started texting him these pictures. Then John posted video to YouTube.
I'm just trying to record what he was going in there to document it, but he also was part of the Antifa groups.
I also, want to support the Black community out here too in the best way that I can. That's my belief. I believe the Black Lives Matter. I mean, I'm not here to assert myself and my beliefs on other people. I just want to give people the footage, the video.
The FBI's office in Salt Lake City would not confirm they were investigating Sullivan or any Utahns.
I want to absolutely condemn the shameful violence that we saw on January 6th at the U.S. Capitol.
We still love John, and that's something that he needs to know.
Now, the criminal complaint against John includes violent entry. John was also charged by Provo police officers back in July of 2020 for criminal mischief and rioting. In Salt Lake City, Aaron Cox, Fox 13 News.
Okay, so what do you guys think about that? His own brother turned him in. So let's get into this. McClintock says Capitol attack may not have happened if earlier riots had consequences, which we all agree on. Republican Tom McClintock of California, Republican, said Wednesday that he intends to hold the rioters who attacked the U.S. Capitol responsible and wondered aloud if the incident would have ever happened had lawmakers responded to this during the summer chaos in cities across the nation with the same kind of resolve. If we had prosecuted BLM and Antifa rioters across the country with the same determination these last 6 months, the incident may have not have happened at all, McClintock said during a speech on the floor of the House of Representatives, which makes sense, because if you set an example for it and you actually take it seriously the first time, people will think twice about doing it. The House voted 232 to 197 Wednesday to impeach President Trump for allegedly incitement of the insurrection in connection with the mob chaos at the Capitol on January 6th. And this is what Tom McClintock had to say.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I didn't like the president's speech on January 6th either. I thought he was wrong to assert that the vice president in Congress can pick and choose which electoral votes to count. He was wrong to set such a confrontational tone in a politically tense situation. But what did he actually say? His exact words were, quote, "I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard," unquote. That's impeachable? That's called freedom of speech. Now, he also threatened to oppose candidates in future elections. And by the way, that was directed at Republicans like me who'd resolved to uphold the constitutional process and protect the Electoral College. Well, so what? That's called politics. If we impeached every politician who gave a fiery speech to a crowd of partisans, this Capitol would be deserted. That's what the president did. That is all he did. He specifically told the crowd to protest peacefully and patriotically, and the vast majority of them did. But every movement has a lunatic fringe. Suppressing free speech is not the answer. Holding rioters accountable for their actions is the answer. And we are. And if we'd prosecuted BLM and Antifa rioters across the country with the same determination these last 6 months, this incident may not have happened at all. Now, short of declaring war, the power of impeachment is the most solemn and consequential.
There you go. He said it. If they would have actually taken this seriously at the beginning, then this would have never happened. The decision to impeach Trump came after he urged his supporters to fight like hell prior to them storming the building. I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard, Trump said that morning, following weeks of disputing the election results. Following his speech, pro-Trump protesters stormed the Capitol, which sent Congress into a recess and the Capitol building into a lockdown. The attack left 5 people dead, including Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick. Trump supporters insist that the president did not instruct those at the rally to take up the acts of the violence, and McClintock said every moment has a lunatic fringe. Suppressing free speech is not the answer. Holding the rioters accountable for their action is the answer, McClintock said. Okay. What do you guys think? He's not wrong. I also want you to guys see this too. Did you know that John Sullivan was in an Uber commercial? Apparently he's a fast skater. Check this out.
There's no other time in my life that I will be able to do this again. My dream is to be world champion.
See, he was a skater, so he was on an Uber commercial at one point. So I'm not sure where the rest of this comes in. I'm not sure how these companies have anything to do with what's going on, but it's a little fishy. You associated with this man knowing that he might be allegedly whatever he is. He's obviously a part of the Antifa BLM movement, and that looks bad for your company. I'm just saying, just my opinion. So moving right along. Also, John Sullivan, this is a video tutorial of how to make Molotov cocktails. Now, this person right here, Ashley, she said, I went on a John Sullivan dig last night. He also had a video tutorial on YouTube on how to make Molotov cocktails. Where is the censorship on this? This is not okay. So this man has been a problem, or he's inciting violence. He's showing people how to do stuff that's violent. He has been arrested before for rioting and stuff like that. And I just wanted to show you how I guess none of this matters, apparently. Because John Sullivan released conditionally without bail by Utah federal judge. Okay? Now, before I read this, I want to point out that John's stepfather, it was a general in the Air Force, and I'm not sure how that correlates with everything else, but his release after him inciting the riots or being accused of it, it doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know what you guys think, but to me, it doesn't make any sense. He has been charged with this before, so how is he released without even bail? He was released conditionally. So let's get into the conditions, apparently. John Sullivan, the 26-year-old left-wing activist who recorded up-close video of a woman's fatal shooting during the Capitol siege January 6th, was released without bail on a handful of federal charges. Without bail. But he was released. Okay. During a virtual hearing Friday, a federal judge in Utah said prosecutors failed to meet the legal threshold to keep him in custody as he awaits further court proceedings. Sullivan, who told Fox News last week that he's he'd gone inside the Capitol to document the events that were unfolding, is accused of taking part and encouraging rioters as they swept through the building. The main left at least 5 people dead, including filmed and Capitol police officer. Sullivan is required to stay off social media, surrender his passport, and be on house arrest. He also will have to stop working for the Insurgents USA activist group he founded, although he won't have to cede control. In addition, Sullivan, who posed with a rifle at protests over the summer, is now prohibited from possessing firearms. Okay. Aaron Cox, update. John Sullivan is to be released from jail. Sullivan is ordered to the court to be detained at home, surrender passport, no longer use social media before pretrial, stop working at his business, have computer and internet activities monitored. Okay. If it was someone else, they'd still be in jail. Just pointing that out there. I don't know how he's getting away with this. I don't know how he was released, but this is crazy. The arrest by the FBI happened on Thursday in his home state of Utah. Sullivan could not immediately be reached for comment Friday. Video that the former Olympic speed skating hopeful recorded for his Video that the former Olympic speed skating hopeful recorded for his social media account was later given to the FBI as evidence, according to a criminal complaint. Inside the building, he told rioters that we got to get this shit burned, and it's our house. According to an affidavit signed by the FBI Special Agent Matthew Folger, we accomplished this shit. He said at another point from within the mob, we did this together. F yeah. We are all part of this history. In an interview with Rolling Stone, published Wednesday, Sullivan said that he was putting on an act to build rapport with the protesters. Sure. Prosecutors intended to try his case in Washington, D.C. He has another case pending in Provo, Utah, in connection with a protest he organized in June. At this event, someone in attendance shot a motorist during an altercation. Black Lives Matter Utah told Fox News Friday that Sullivan is not a member, has never attended a meeting, and that he has no association with the group. So, yeah, he has been released. All this rioting, all the stuff that's happening, all the stuff that they're blaming on Trump, and he's been released. Now, I was trying to find the video and it's being taken down from Twitter. So I just want you to know that they are censoring finding stuff on him. Okay. I had to go on actual YouTube to find it. Now, I want to show something. This happened Inauguration Day 2017. Okay. These protests, I'm not someone that, goes against what people believe in. But if you guys know that protests end up or could end up in this certain way, I'm not sure why you guys don't do anything to make these things more safe. Okay? So this is what happened Inauguration Day of, the day that Trump became president, and how the media didn't cover it. It was hardly being shown. But I did find it. And this happened, but they say that it was peaceful. Mind you, there's fire in the background. Take a close look. Pay attention.
Washington today came to celebrate President Trump's inauguration. Protesters lined part of the parade route, and in some parts of the Capitol, there were confrontations with police.
The anger reaching a boiling point in the nation's capital after President Trump took the oath of office. Police in riot gear facing off against the protesters just 6 blocks from the inaugural parade. Unleashing pepper spray, concussion grenades, all to disperse the crowd.
Burning cars and smashed windows. A small group of protesters dressed in black, their faces covered, armed with hammers and bricks. facing off with thousands of officers on site, many in riot gear, confronting them with flashbang grenades and pepper spray. Before the swearing-in ceremony even began, protesters tried to block checkpoint entrances. During President Trump's speech, several demonstrators were escorted out of the area. Several officers injured during the protest today, and more than 100 people arrested.
Tonight, thousands of protesters remain in downtown D.C., occasionally facing off with police. We have seen many people injured, both protesters and police officers.
Now, I just want to point out that they have more than 20,000 National Guards at that they're going to have for the Capitol, and then which is guarding the Capitol at the moment. They're putting up fences with barbed wire, and they're taking all these precautions. Now, why isn't that they didn't do it back in 2016, 2017 for President Donald Trump? They wanted the chaos to be shown. They wanted people to see this. They wanted to see how, oh, you see how this man is in office and he's causing all these problems. People don't like him. They want the unrest in the street. But you guys are taking all this precaution for Biden. I don't know, guys. This is funny. It's sad, to be honest. And to the fact that this man is out on house arrest, how did he swing that? Can we talk about this, guys? Because this is crazy. This has been happening. These people have been doing this stuff. This is back in 2017, which is almost 4 years ago now. Look at this. This is crazy. It's been happening. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? I think that this is not okay that this kid is on house arrest. I think that if it was anybody else, they'd be in jail at the moment. Leave comments. Let me know what you guys think. Remember to subscribe and let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.